What does it mean to be a disciple of Jesus Christ?
To be a disciple of Jesus Christ, it means to love Jesus and do his will.
So you got to think like Jesus, you got to act like Jesus, you got to follow the way Jesus taught, everything in that.
Means being someone who completely believes in Jesus Christ and is willing to go out and tell other people about the relationship with Jesus Christ. It doesn't mean you don't mess up or you don't do things wrong sometimes, but it means that you try to make amends when you do, and that you always try to live your life better and more like Christ.
To follow the teachings of the Catholic Church. I mean, not strictly, but basically, like, go to church every Sunday, be faithful, act like Jesus would.
Let me say, disciple of Christ. I think it means to live the message that Christ came to bring, to love one another, to be kind, to not be afraid to be who God has called you to be.
I don't know, be nice, like, try to be nice to everybody and, like, never beat anybody up.
What does it mean to be a disciple of Jesus Christ?
To love one another.
Okay, what does it mean to be a disciple of Jesus Christ?
It means that you learn his teachings and you act them out in society and you just be a good person.
Nice. Are there any examples of people in your life who live out Christ's mission?
Just like a Publix worker. It's a great question, Seabass. Have to think about it for a minute. You know who really lives out their faith pretty well? Yeah. Elizabeth Mount, because she's just so involved, holy, like Hannah just said. She just does a lot of great things. Go Elizabeth, good job.
Who best exemplifies Jesus Christ at this school is Matthew Gutman. He's always out there doing God's will. He's at Mass, always praying hard and working well with others. And he...
I mean, one of my friends is really faithful. Like, she started a Bible study for us that we do every Friday morning. And whenever, like, on her Snapchat, the only thing she really posts about is, like, when she's at church, and it's always a picture of her church, and it's, like, every day or every other day. And it's not, you know, it's not just because for Snapchat or whatever. Like, she actually goes and will, like, sit there for 2 or 3 hours, and that's really cool, so.
What was the question?
How do you live a Christly life on a daily basis here at Pius?
Here at Pius, you
You can take as long as you want, because this has to be like 8 minutes. So.
8 minutes? Alright. Well, I guess you start by, like, when people, like, interrupt your interview, you don't yell at them, or, like, do anything violent. That's Christly. And you go to church, like Father Michael has his thing during lunch. You go to that.
My faith daily by following the gospel, by being a good person just in general. Another thing I like to do is read the Bible daily, even if it's just a few verses, because I feel like that brings me closer to God.
I pray for my fellow classmates as they pray for me.
What do you think it means to be a disciple of God?
To be a disciple of God means that you spread the good news and that you live your life like Christ did when he was alive.
All right. How do you think you can live to be a disciple of God every day?
By helping others out and just doing random acts of kindness during the day.
Cool. Do you have anybody that you think is a good example of a disciple of Christ?
Yes, actually a football player named Ransom Klinger.
Oh, okay, cool. Thanks. So, what does it mean to be a disciple of Christ?
I think that being a disciple of Christ means following the will of God in all the things that you do in your daily life, in big moments and in small ones, helping other people, things like that.
Okay, and what do you do in your everyday life to be a disciple of Christ?
I think working in a Catholic school is a great way to show a love for Christ, teaching students how to be good followers and showing those things in my own life.
Okay, and do you know anybody that you know and see every day that could be a good example of being a disciple of Christ?
I think so many of the teachers at our school are great examples of good fellowship and great following of Christ. Lots of names come to mind. It would probably take me forever to name everyone.
Okay, thank you so much.